Looks like Christmas came early. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So, Christmas came early as you saw. I just picked up a OneWheel Pint X. Now, the X model of the Pint just improves on what the Pint already offered by OneWheel by a company called Future Motion. Now, my OneWheel Pint I've had for quite a long time now, put over 250 miles, almost 300 miles on it now, and it is so much fun. It is just an absolute blast to ride, but the range is limited about 6-7 miles if you're really kind of carving it up, having some fun, about maybe 9 or so if you're having just flat, just cruising, and you only get about 15 miles per hour. They say 16 on the website, but it's really about 15. This pushes to 18 miles per hour with the new Pint X, and you get up to 18 miles on a charge, which doubles your range. So let's get to unboxing. I have the Pint X right here, and then I also picked up a fender, so we'll compare these to the current Pint and do kind of an unboxing and a first ride today, then give you about a week or two, put quite a bit of miles on this right here, and once I get a bunch of miles on it, I will go and do a full review and compare them right next to each other between the Pint and the Pint X, get you guys a feel for which one you want to get. So let's get the little guy out of the way first here. Kind of banged up a little bit, but it did ship with the Pint X, which is good. This is just a fender option you can add on. In fact, they had a promo going on where basically this was free. And I'll tell you right now, I didn't get a fender the first time around, or at least I didn't install it right away. And a fender is an absolutely necessary accessory to get with your OneWheel, whether it's a Pint, an XR, or the new GT model that's coming out that is a little bit more of a premium option there, where you get, I think, up to like 32 miles or something on the range, which is absolutely insane. Fender right here looks to be almost the exact same as the Pint. In fact, I'm almost guarantee you it's the same one. So if you already have a Pint, you go into the X, you can just switch the fender over and beat up your old Pint. I don't know. But this is great. Fender right here is amazing. You can go and carve beach, rocks, gravel, sand, whatever, and this will help keep your foot pads clean, your feet clean, and your legs clean, especially when you're riding through some kind of rain or mud. This is almost a necessary item so you don't get all nastied up and impede the ability to kind of get your feet nice and level on those foot pads. Fender, same one as the Pint. Now for the big one. Pint X comes with these nice cardboard corners here. Keep it nice and secure. This box is great. Like I said, the fender actually was a little banged up, but this box looks phenomenal. Now, if you already have ridden OneWheel before, you know that they are very easy to learn to ride on. Extended range, designed and assembled in California. Santa Cruz OneWheel. On the back here, no remote required. Simple stop. Hypercore brushless motor, extended range, intelligent LED lighting, digital shipping 2.0. So you might have at least one extra thing on the app, and then there's going to be just that range and speed. Everything else looks the same. No upgrades to the lights or anything like that. Not this time at least. You're gonna be paying more for the Pint X than the Pint. And that's because of the range and the speed, but you still get that small package, and this is really the ultimate OneWheel, honestly. The XR and the new GT coming out are a lot bigger models, and a lot of people really like those for off-roading, and they do a lot of cool modifications to it, but the Pint for everyday riders is perfect, especially now with these improvements. So, check this out. This is the Tennis Ball Green Special Edition launch colorway. And in typical fashion, just like I've seen in the past, I don't know what the deal is when they actually build these, but this is covered in dust, and then it even has a little bit of dirt and debris on the corners here. I mean, I guess this is how their assembly line is put together, but assembled, made in the USA, which is awesome. And don't worry about any kind of dust or debris on here. Trust me, this is going to get banged up and really dirty, and that is 100% all the fun there. We got manual. Almost looks like the exact same Pint charger. It is. Anything new? OneWheel stickers, yeah. Yeah, so if you already have a Pint or saw my review, you know exactly how to ride this and where it's going. The simple stop method, slow down to stop, once stopped and level slowly lean back the board and it will disengage. And then also there's the heel lift method where you have your foot on the board, lift your heel up, and it'll cut the power. Let's clear this up. Let me get the old pint. Let's take a quick look on the sizing here and then check the weight, and then we'll go for our first ride. So I already can tell right out of the box, just by looking at these two, why the Pint X might be more heavy. Obviously, it's probably because of a bigger battery, right? However, they also, on both sides, made a little bit taller foot pads. So notice this right here, original Pint right there. Notice how flat that bottom is for clearance. Notice how flat it is for clearance there, all right? You know, about yay thick, right? Now switch it out. For this, what do you notice? It was what, yay thick? Now we're yay thick. So that is something to note right away. Thicker. A little bit of weight to it. I'll get a scale in a second. Oh yeah. So the original Pint is 25.7 pounds. And then the Pint X is 27.4 pounds. So you're looking at a couple of pounds more. And also note that the fender is not on here, so maybe add like an extra, I don't know, half pound to the Pint X once I put the fender on here. Other than that though, I mean, the sizing is pretty much spot on. Looks to be the same kind of parts except for the bumpers here. The bumpers are, you're gonna need to get your own Pint X bumpers. You cannot use the Pint bumpers, so just note that for anything from the One Wheel site or for aftermarket. And then also how thick that is. That's definitely a big difference right there. Let's get the fender on here, because once that's on here, I'm gonna get this charged up. Let's see where we're at for battery, if it even gets me an idea here. Oh yeah, at least half. And what's cool is we can probably add this right to the app. Yeah, you open the OneWheel app up, Pint X pops right up, saying activating. While we wait for the app to activate, it's taking a good couple of minutes here, which is fine. I'm sure it's updating here. The fenders, something to note here, these fenders are basically the included fenders that came with the Pint. So there's tennis ball green, which is a very nice color. There's also a blue. So they kind of went away with the gray because underneath this Pint right here, this kind of colorway that I added to it. These are like stick-on. I did a full video on this and also how to install the new bumpers and the fender and all that. And the bumper is just black. There's the red lights on the back, LEDs. White lights on the front there, nothing new there, same as the original Pint. I'm gonna plug this in once I get the app updated, and it looks like it's still activating and there's some background things going on. Once that's updated, I'm gonna get this all charged up, fender on, and let's go for a first ride impression. Well, that only took about 3 hours to charge from 33% to 100%. That new size in battery capacity is definitely showing. So was hoping to ride with a little more light, but as of right now, we're kind of running out of light. But we should have some time to get a first ride in. First ride impression. See the mag handle, just like the other Pint there. Fender is now on. I do love a good fender. Keeps the grit out of your shoes. And I just love those new side rails there. Powered on, first time. At least first time outside. All right, lights are on. Not very bright as usual. It's your first ride, shall we? Before we ride, check out this right here. You do have your Redwood, Pacific X, Elevated X, Skyline X. Now if you look over here, Pacific X, designed for flow in every situation, loose and buttery. Pacific combines high levels of carvability with a smooth power you need. 18 miles per hour max speed. That's awesome. Simple stop enabled, might as well. Lights are on. Let's hit it. Let's see what that extra 3 or 4 miles per hour gets you. average speed right now is 16.7. 9 miles per hour right now. Trip 0.9. I think the OneWheel app got updated recently because I think it used to show what your mileage was left. Oh yeah, it's hot deep. Yeah, it's weird. I can't get above 16.7. Yeah, 16.7, about a mile into my first ride here. Pushback's around that. You can kind of feel it nudging just a little bit. I thought I almost got to 17 and looked back down. I was still 16.7. So, still, at least 2 miles per hour faster than what I did in my previous Pint, the older Pint there. So far, so good. Helmet today is a 888. Very comfortable. I'll put links down below for you guys. You can check out the Pint X and this helmet here. Just about a mile, let's see, about 1.2 miles into this first ride, and so far so good. I do love the feel of it. It's a little punchier than the old one was. And honestly, I think the pushback feels a little bit lighter. Let me see if I can get to it. Yeah, it's like instead of a jolt, it's almost like a nose down, a hair, and then a light lift. It's really weird, at least in the specific X mode currently. Pint X is currently $1,400, by the way. Calm down, I know. The Pint was $950, now it's $1050, but here's the kicker. The Pint X is approaching XR territory, which was like $1,900, right? So you still get a great value board in a small, portable, even though it is a few pounds heavier than Pint, a small and a very portable option. So $1,400, made in the USA. I don't know. I think it's worth it, even with the price increase. Now, a couple of things to note. They must have done some tuning to the actual motor, because not only does it feel punchier beyond just the speed, but it has a different tone to it. And then also, the simple stop you saw was a much more abrupt simple stop. I didn't feel like I was really waiting for it as much. Like as soon as you slow down, you lift that foot up, it just dropped. It just seems a little bit more fine-tuned. So there is some differences between the Pint X and the original Pint beyond just the range and the speed. So I'm actually near a local park in a kind of attached to a neighborhood, and the greenway that I'm on, so far I've gone 2.7 miles on it, has quite a bit of up and down, slight hills, a couple of steeper hills you might have seen there. That is when I reached my 17.5 miles per hour max. And that's as fast as I can push it. It gets a little sketch after that. Pushback is pretty prevalent. It's softer. Kind of feels different. Trip 3 miles. This is saying, yeah, 3.1. Life of the OneWheel 3. And regen 3%. 13-14 mile range right now. I'm assuming on flat you can probably reach out to that 18 miles or so. Maybe a little less bumpy, but just imagine beach, off-road, a lot less, right? Like 10, probably. And we'll find out in the next review. The get-up response on the Pint X is so much fun, because before you feel kind of bad when you hit pushback if you want to really rock it out of there, but that extra 2-3 miles per hour now make it so you can go fast right out the gate, and it's just a real sweet spot for speed. Right at 3.9 miles, judging by the app. 14-mile range left to go, now 15. So you're looking at, there's the 18 to 19, almost 20-mile range on just flat. We did a lot of uphill going out on this trail, and now I'm gonna go a lot of downhill coming back, so it's showing a little bit better there. Oh, and percentage-wise, 78% at 4 miles. If you are in a pint right now, you'd be under 50 and a little panicky that you weren't gonna make it back. Well, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions, hit them down in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer them. Subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up below, really helps me out. Stay tuned for the full review on the Pint X with some off-roading and a range test coming up very soon. Make sure you head on over to Instagram, follow me there, like us on Facebook for all the latest and greatest deals on the internet, and I'll see you guys in the next review.